Hey guys, it's Kai, and there's a lot going on today.
Why are you such a coffee cat?
By which I mean that I cut off all of my hair last night. This is the first time it's ever being seen by people except for when I went live on Instagram and chopped it off. But also, I very clearly did a new background with all this Halloween stuff. I got my little coffin guy right here. I keep like bumping into him though. This is the bleeding candle I got. I got a whole bunch of cute little ghosties and stuff. I set all this up. Oh, I should turn this on. I'm obsessed. I'm excited. Let's go. So, a little while ago, I don't know what order these things are gonna go up in, but a little while ago I did a video where I was reading creepypastas, and I was mostly making fun of them because they weren't very good, and I was frustrated because I had to pay for the stories, and it was a whole thing. But I basically, in that video, decided that I wanted to start reading your stories. So I plugged my email. It's suchacoffeecat@gmail.com, cough cough week week. And if you have any scary stories that you want me to share on the internet, it can be a true story, it can be one that you completely made up. Just like make sure that you let me know if it's true or not. But either way, like please send me your stories at suchacoffeecat@gmail.com. I'll probably read them on camera as long as they're not like crazy inappropriate or anything else, and I'll give you a shout out. So Connor just got off work early and I have to stop filming real quick. Damn it, I'll be right back. Hello, I have returned. I'm a little more sweaty than before, but I'm still ready to get started. So in addition to the shout out of the week this week, I'm also gonna be shouting out my friend Jay. She's awesome, she's my child. I know she's an adult, okay, but she's still my child. I don't know how I keep acquiring children, even though I don't actually want to be a mom, but it's where we are. But anyway, when I did that creepypastas video and I told you guys to send me stories, she was the first one to send me one, and honestly, I'm too impatient to wait, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Now this is a fiction story, she said. So her email says, hey, it's me, it's Jay, lol, I have this one story I kinda like, and think you might like. It's not great because I'm not a great writer, but I thought you might like it. It's a work of fiction and kinda odd, but here, and it's called The Dark Man. And Jay, listen, it doesn't have to be great. I'm sure it will still be entertaining, and that's all that matters. I'm tired. Danny, what are you doing? Look, we've been joined by Daenerys. We've been blessed with her presence. I don't remember my password. Good girl. Okay, cool, just kidding. I finally got it. All right, let's open this document. 10 years later, it's time to get started. I love my daughter. She's the light of my life, and I would give anything just to see her smile. Her name is Annalise, and she's 9. She looks just like my wife when we were kids. Long brown hair and green eyes. She has this adorable dimple in her left cheek when she smiles. So my wife and I decided we wanted to take Annalise on a little trip for the weekend, but living in Washington, we don't have a ton of things to do that would be fun for a 9-year-old. Not having too many options, we settled in a national park and picnic, which Annalise was very excited about. Saturday rolled around, and I was packing the car, and my wife was making sandwiches for lunch. Annalise ran out to my side and hugged my leg. Dad, are we gonna go soon? She looked up at me with a large smile. One of her front teeth was missing. Just a minute, sweetheart. Why don't you run and see if you can help your mom with lunch? I asked. She just nodded and ran off back into the house. As I watched her scamper off, I felt eyes on me. The hair on the back of my neck stood up and I felt a shiver run down my spine. Looking around to see who could be looking at me, I saw no one. Assuming I was just being paranoid, I finished loading the car and sat in the driver's seat, waiting for my family. Soon enough, I had both of my girls in the car and we sped off to the park. Annalise was bouncing up and down the entire time and pointing out animals she saw as we drove by open fields. Daddy, look! She pointed out to one of the many fields, but this one was empty. What do you see, honey? My wife asked. The dark man! He's waving! My wife looked at me with a concerned expression. I simply mouthed imaginary, and that seemed to be enough to calm her, but for the rest of the drive, I was silent. When we got there, my daughter was squealing with excitement, and before I even parked the car, she was unbuckled and pulling at the door. Thank God I had the child lock on. I've never seen her so excited for a park. Sure, it's pretty, but this is ridiculous. Once we were finally parked, I got out and opened the door for her. She jumped out and started to run for the trees. I grabbed her around the waist and pulled her back to me. Slow down, we'll all go together in a minute. I didn't let go until she stopped squirming and she took a deep breath and slumped in my arms. I put her down and she stayed by my side as we unpacked the car, and I had her hold the basket with the sandwiches in it. She had a look of pride on her face as if I had given her a big responsibility, and I guess to her it was. After we grabbed a few things, we set off on the main trail into the woods. She was a few paces ahead of us, but as long as I could see her, I was content. Suddenly, a chill ran down my spine again. I looked around but saw no one. That was almost weirder than seeing something. Where were the families? There were other cars parked in the parking lot, so we shouldn't be completely alone, right? I shrugged it off and just walked hand in hand with my wife. We made it to a nice patch of grass and set up our picnic, which was going well until Annalise looked up at me and frowned. not true. Confused, I asked her what she meant. He said you were mean. I told him that's not true. Her answer only raised more questions. Who's he? The dark man. He's my new friend, she said, biting into her sandwich, that little smile never leaving her face. I realized she was talking about her friend from earlier and sighed. She just had a wild imagination. That's all. After we ate, my wife thought we should go for a quick hike, which I agreed to, given the fact we were in a beautiful national park. Annalise was just running around and enjoying the park until she stopped abruptly. She looked at the trees and watched silently. Anna? Hun, you okay? My wife asked. She had a look of concern on her face. Annalise, however, is just staring at the trees, her eyes blank, and she walks closer to the trees. I decide enough is enough and start to reach for her to make her stop. He said to go! He said to go! He said to go! She's repeating over and over. I grab her arm tight, but she's still fighting to go toward the trees, simply repeating, he said to go! Deciding it was time to go, I just picked her up and we started heading back to the car. Annalise seemed to come out of her daze once we were out of the trees and in the parking lot. I'm sorry, Daddy, she said, starting to cry. I'm so sorry. Why are you sorry? I set her down and looked into her eyes, the green only being highlighted by her tears, but she didn't answer, only cried. The ride home was silent. Annalise sat watching the window, her smile gone. I felt bad for her, but I didn't know what to do. After we got home, my wife made a quick dinner and then we put Annalise to bed. I sat quietly watching late night talk shows with my wife asleep in my lap. Then I heard a thump. At first I thought it was the house, but then I heard it again. Thump, thump, thump. I moved my wife's head from my lap carefully without waking her and stood to investigate. I walked toward the stairs listening for another sound. Please don't, I heard a whisper and then a soft cry. It was my daughter. I booked up the stairs and shoved her door open. She was staring out the open window, a dark shadow in front of her. I didn't have too long to think. I just ran for the window and grabbed my daughter. I was getting so into it that I didn't notice that my camera stopped recording. We're just gonna have to go back a little bit. Pulling her away, I got a better look at the shadow. It was a tall, lanky shadow in the shape of a man. It had no facial features other than bright white eyes. Its body looked like it didn't have a real shape, bending and waving in every which way. Daddy, no! Annalise cried, squirming hard in my grasp. I looked down at her and see her eyes. They lacked any green. They were dark black. Daddy, let go! I heard her scream again, but it wasn't her. The voice was coming from the shadow. I dropped my daughter and she crumples to the ground, her body an empty husk. Looking back at the shadow, it waved its hand slowly. He said I have to go, so I have to go. My daughter's voice echoed out of the shadow. Reaching out for the shadow, it disappeared. The next morning, my wife comes upstairs and sees me cradling my daughter, our beautiful daughter, and her dark, empty eyes. Ooh. Oh no. I did not like that, but I really liked that. Does that make sense? Oh no. That was completely not what I was expecting at all. I was thinking it was gonna be I don't know, some shadow trying to kill her dad or make her hurt her family or whatever, just disappear, I don't know, but it taking her soul in itself, stealing it from her body and then just leaving, I don't know. That chills me in the best way and I'm excited about it. Yeah, I like that a lot. This video is gonna be a little bit shorter than normal. I know I usually upload 20-minute videos, which I've gotten mixed reactions on. Let me know if you guys want shorter videos or longer videos, or if you like the regular 20-ish minutes. It's up to you guys because I can change it up however you want. But today that's the only one that I have to read for you guys. So definitely go follow my friend Jay. I'll put her Twitter across the screen right here. And I'm sure you'll also see her in the comments of my videos if you come to my videos a lot. So yeah, go just show her some love and stuff and tell her how much you like this story because oh my god, I like it. Yeah, you should read some more spooky short stories. I want to read more. I'm excited. And if any of you guys, like I said, have any fictions, obviously that one was fiction. If you guys have any fiction stories or any real stories that is about anything spooky at all, please send them to me at suchacoffeecat@gmail.com and I'll read them on camera and shout you out and everything else. So yeah, do that. That's gonna be about maybe if I learned how to speak at some point. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give me those thumbs, and share this video if you like me. What did you like about this story? Leave me any scary story recommendations that you also have that I should read on this channel, or just read in general, or watch. Anything that you guys want to comment at. Let's talk some spoopy shit. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, especially to this week's shout out of the week across the screen right here. I always see you in my notifications all the time and I love you so much and I'm very excited about it. So yeah, congrats. Bam. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay cool, my dudes, and I'll see you in the next one.
Why are you such a copycat?
It literally hasn't leaked at all this time. Last time it was just like gushing out, and this time I want to start lighting it every time that I film so that it's like a little bit more every time. Like how cool would it be if it started leaking out this one? And I put it in this little dish so that it can leak as much as it wants to, and now it's not bleeding at all. So that's unfortunate. I'm literally so obsessed with my hair. Oh my god. Bye.